Hi YouTube, we're here with the ASH26 Composite sailplane here, and tonight we're working on the control system for the rudder. I just wanted to show you I've got the radio going. Give you guys a close-up of this. Had some bubbling here where it kind of pulled the monocoat. I'll try to heat that and get it reattached. I might try to cut off those screws. That little dinky mechanism did a really nice job. I don't have it exactly centered yet, but it's pretty close. But as you can see, we've got a nice even, and then I got to heat this side up too. Believe me, that wasn't my first choice to do it that way, but I just kept running into problems, guys, and eventually I was like, whatever, I gotta get it done. So, but I'm happy with that. It's very resilient. This side's very sturdy. This side's less. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to fix that yet. Probably going to have to brace this somehow inside. But I have it braced up front. And so a couple things. Basically my battery died. Not just the memory ran out, but the battery died on my phone while I was filming. And so I just was so frustrated with it. I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to keep working for a few minutes and get this stuff done. You can see where I zip tied. 2 zip ties there. And what that does is that just braces. So you can see how this is allowed to wiggle at the full extremes. That side, but on this side it's pulled tight. So if I could take that play out somehow, which I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it. I tried tying it here at first and it worked somewhat decent, but then it only allowed it to go this way about 25% or 30%, and this way it would go like 120%. So not good. As you can see, I've got this little bit of a tail out the end, and I'm thinking about just taking and bending a 90 so that it can't come out. So the worst case scenario is we're not going to completely lose rudder control. Got these both screwed in now, front and back, and I put in the little metal spacer. And for the record, I did try to have that square, and it just did not work well. I couldn't get the left and right output to be anywhere near the same. So the other thing too that was good that came of all this work is that this wire that's going back there, we're able to kind of get that controlled so that it can be over on this side. And the other thought I had was I've got to decide if I'm going to go ahead and make a connector here, so in the event of having to replace this servo up here for the elevator, I won't have to rebuild anything, or if I should just go ahead and cut the end off here at a reasonable length and solder the wires together to save on weight, which at this point I'm kind of leaning toward. And then on the other end I can just actually build a proper end for the elevator. But as you can see, guys, we've got that part done for the rudder. And the only thing left, see how nice and solid that is? It doesn't move, it doesn't jiggle, it doesn't wiggle. There's no reluctance to move. There's no binding. It's very smooth. The one thing that concerns me is that I'm tight and I have good control authority there, but then on the other side I don't. Oh, and you'll notice I had to bend this, similar to what we did on the other configuration with a thicker bar. I did one bend and two bends, so figure on like 5 to 10 degrees here, somewhere in there, and then another 5 to 10 degrees about 5 millimeters later. So what that does for us is when it's pushed all the way out, it's allowed to get this kicked all the way over. See, like that. If you don't bend it, you can't go as far with this. The trouble is, you're allowed to move that. So my understanding of the way this is probably going to work is that when I give rudder this way, the plane's going to yaw good. When I give rudder this way, it's going to yaw weakly, depending on speed. This way, it's going to kick right away. It's going to kick right away. That way, it's just going to kind of wander. So we'll have to see how that goes. The cool thing is, since I have it braced, I can actually kick that plastic out here. This plastic here, I can actually slide that back to where it's coming out the fuselage, which is nice because I could glue it back here. But the trouble is, my bend point has to go inside the fuselage. See what I'm talking about, guys? It's got to enter the fuselage. So I've got some ideas that might work. One of them is to use a stick it in there, you know, run a zip tie around there loose, stick it in there and then pull it tight and slide it back. But there's not going to be a real easy way, I don't think, to get this to work. But guys, this thing's coming together and it's going to be a pretty sweet plane. Thanks for sticking in there with me tonight. I know it's kind of frustrating watching this video and then having everything just shut off on us. But it's kind of part of the drill when you're using such high quality camera equipment. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll have more coming this week for you.